Last time on Dobie Masters, we tried to take control of Cleopatra's horrible puppy nipping and biting issues before it was too late. We started by surprising her owner Arthur with plenty of brand new toys and good options for Cleopatra to chew on during the day. And we worked with her to put this frustrating behavior to bed by addressing the specific reinforcing aspects of her behavior. Then we spoiled her by surprising her owner with a brand new gel-cooled bed for her to use on hot days. But coming up today, we hear about the drastic improvements Art has seen in his Doberman Cleopatra's nipping and biting, and we work with her to establish baseline commands that should help us train Cleopatra in more advanced behaviors in coming episodes. And we deal with some crazy antics from Cleo, we give Arthur some homework of things to work on, and before we leave, we surprise Art with a huge gift for his Doberman that leads to an emotional moment.
Thank you so much.
All that is happening right now on this episode of Dobie Masters. Here at Doberman Planet, we believe that anyone can be successful with raising the perfect Doberman companion. You don't need to have decades of experience or be an elite trainer to own one of these impressive dogs. Follow the journey of everyday owners and their dogs as we go about transforming their relationships and making true home-worthy companions. Welcome to Dobie Masters.
Hey guys, we're getting ready to load up and go see Cleopatra. I'm actually really excited about this. We're gonna train her up, but also I have a really cool big money gift to surprise Arthur with today, and it's the biggest gift we've given here on Dobie Masters, and I'm super excited about it. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to load up. It takes a lot to train a Doberman, I'll be honest with you. I mean, like, these are sneaky dogs. You have no idea what they're gonna throw at you, so you really gotta be ready for, any type of surprises. Oh, jeez. I swear, I think it'd be a whole lot easier if I were training Chihuahuas. You know, if there's one thing that Dobermans are like really good at, it's making you kind of question yourself and wonder like, did I give them a suggestion or a command? Because they're acting like it's a suggestion, especially at Cleopatra's age at 6 months old. So I'm really curious how Arthur's handling this pushback. Let's get over there and let's take a look and see how Cleo's doing. Come on. Today, I really want to get some basics of some real good foundational commands instilled in Cleo so that we can work off this and make training way easier down the road. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited to do this. Art.
Hey John, how you doing?
How are you? It's so good to see you. Cleo. Hi, girl. Oh, no, let's not jump. Hi, girl. Hi. Oh.
Down.
And we're gonna ignore with the jumping. Let's head inside.
Yeah, let's come on.
I got her all excited.
Come on in, John. I have a surprise for you.
Art.
I made you a fresh peach pie this morning.
No way.
Yes, sir.
You shouldn't have, man.
Yep.
This is too cool. Oh, thank you so much. I love peach. This is gonna be great.
Awesome.
I might overindulge a little bit, but
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Oh, no worries. You know, because as much as you guys are doing for Cleopatra, it's the least I can do.
Of course, man. She's a beautiful dog. Happy to do it. And I got a surprise for you before the end of this today.
Awesome.
I think you're gonna love it.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, Art, I'm dying to know, how's the update on the puppy biting and nipping from last time?
Well, it's a slow going progress.
Is she pushing back? Like I figured.
She's pushing back, but she's getting it.
Yeah.
And it's slowly but surely, and it's
progressing?
It's progressing, and it's frustrating because she gets so frustrated.
Are you seeing a little bit less throughout the day?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, it has knocked down, I would say, 50%.
Okay, because we're like 2 weeks since I was here last
Yeah.
time. A 50% knockdown, you said?
Yeah, at least.
50% in 2 weeks at least, that's amazing. That's really good. So that tells me you're being super consistent with it.
And then when she's yelling at me or getting my hat or something, I do the same thing.
Okay.
You know, I use the same method and no, stop, no, and then if she continues, then she goes into the pen as, you know, for a few 30 seconds a minute.
No, stop, crowd her face a little bit. You disengage for a minute.
Turn around, you know, and...
Okay, great, awesome. And it's hopefully it'll start being kind of a knee-jerk reaction for you. Is it becoming knee-jerk for you?
It is.
How to handle it?
Yeah, it's nearly immediately. It's like, okay.
Okay, that's the biggest thing is that I feel like with owners, when it starts to become a knee-jerk for you and not something you got to kind of like consciously remember, oh wait, I got to do what now because she's nipping me? Like when it becomes knee-jerk for you, that's when you start really seeing the progress.
You know, she has a really stubborn personality.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. Like all Dobies, right?
Yeah. You know.
Any behavior bursts where like where you start to do this process and she gets worse?
Oh yeah, she'll start yelling at me.
Okay.
She'll get like super close, and I'll just stop.
Yeah.
No. I'll use a toy to distract or redirect, and then if she continues, then she goes into the pen.
I'm glad these bursts are happening a little bit because that means that she's starting to learn it's not working. So she's digging real deep in her toolkit, trying to do it harder. So that's great. You're showing her it's not working. Yeah.
You know, this is new for me. So I've never raised a pup. So I've had other Dobies, but never raised a pup. So
you're doing awesome,
is,
man.
You know.
You're doing awesome. Okay, so Art, we're gonna do some good baseline commands, right? To like really like get a foundation that we can work off of to teach her a whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
I think if we do that right, it'll really make future training so much easier.
Okay.
So the first thing that I really want to mention is contingencies. I don't know if you've heard this, but basically contingencies are like a set of instructions that we can kind of, like literally with these dogs, almost program them in the dog. It's an if-then statement. That's what a contingency then.
Okay.
If you ask the dog, if the dog sits when you ask a command, then they get a treat, right?
Yeah.
So a contingency is an if-then statement. And really we want to like manipulate the behavior by manipulating the reinforcers they get and other things so that we can actually install our own set of if-then statements, our own set of contingencies in Cleopatra to get her to elicit the behavior that we want. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense.
Yeah, so we want to install our own set of if-thens, and that's all training is. It just breaks down to really simple stuff.
Yeah.
If this happens, then this should happen. If my dad asks me to wait and I wait, then something good will happen after that.
Yeah.
That's kind of the basics. And the other thing to like really understand about just training these commands, any command that you train in a Doberman, is the function of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, and that works a lot with bad behaviors, is you got to understand what the purpose is. The function's of purpose, right? If with her case, with the puppy biting and nipping, the function was to get attention from you.
Yeah.
And it could have been like, even just the verbal attention, you know, like, oh, stop doing that. You know, even just the verbal attention is the function. That's why she starts the biting and the nipping. If it was sore gums that she was suffering with, the biting and the nipping the function might be to soothe the gums, a totally different function with a totally different way to address it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, when she gets frustrated or mad because I'm correcting her, then she gets a burst of like yelling and nipping them even more, and I'm like, no.
Right.
And then she goes into the kennel or the pen, and she's there for a minute or two.
Yeah.
And if she barks or whines, then she's there until she's calm.
And yeah, and if you can manipulate some of these things, you can adjust the outcome, right?
Yeah.
So the function with Dobermans, if you really understand the breed really well, you can kind of get an idea of what they're going for. Dobermans love attention. They love the focus. They love even just you talking to them more than other dogs.
Oh yeah.
So is a much higher likelihood that the function is going to be your verbal engagement or other things than maybe with some other breeds, at least with Dobermans. You got to figure out that function, and then you can just, the world opens up with these dogs because they're so trainable.
Yeah.
They're so trainable.
You know, it's just night and day, literally, just in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm so grateful. Yeah.
And barking might be another one to work on.
Nope.
So she has a function with that barking, right?
Yeah.
She wants a reaction, or the person to come over, or the person to get some space. There's a function that we could work on with that.
Yeah, like that bark right there is saying she wants to come in. She wants my attention or our attention. She wants to be with us.
Because we're ignoring her and chatting about her, not engaging her. Exactly. So she's working us right now because she thinks that we'll engage with her if she continues and goes worse and worse and worse. So if we were to move her, we got to do it like without emotion and without talking to her. So like dead silent, moving her somewhere else.
So yeah, I'll just put her in the kennel.
In this one?
No, because she's still gonna bark out here.
Okay, yeah. Then just don't talk to her and just make it emotionless.
That way, if she starts barking, it's kind of muffled.
Yeah, no, and actually that was great. So what happened there is Cleopatra started barking a lot while we're talking and filming, and so Art, you just kind of, without talking to her at all, without engaging in her at all, you didn't reinforce that function she had of getting your verbal attention. You just calmly brought her back in there and separated her for a short time with no extra talking to her, no extra engaging with her, like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. None of that. You were pretty kind of emotionless, and you brought her right back.
I used to, before I started training with you, I would tell her what I was doing and why I was doing it.
And even with Dobermans, even that verbal stuff is reinforcement to them. So then she'll learn, I bark a lot and I get verbal engagement. Because understanding the breed, we can understand that they love like the visual cues, they love the verbal, any reaction, they read your face. Other dogs and other breeds, a lot of times, they're just kind of all over. They're not like focused dead center on your face as much. Some are, but a lot of them aren't. And so the fact that what we just did here with her to quiet her down, I loved how you handled it. That was awesome. I just pulled this out of my extra bin of stuff I have in my truck. This is just a really thick collar because I really want to get her used to wearing something different when it's work time.
Okay,
if that makes sense. Yeah, so like people ask a lot of times about how training a Doberman is different from other dogs. A big one is making things feel like work time, and then other things feel like just not work time. Make it a clear delineate those two, separate those two. I'm sure Cleopatra got some of this already from Art, but I just want to really work on reinforcing this. We're going to reinforce her name. And actually, Sarah on our social media recommended this. And thank you, Sarah, for this comment. I completely agree. She said, mentioned more of a watch me command, which I love the idea of a watch me command early on. But I'm going to kind of take Sarah's idea and just modify a little bit to say her name. I kind of want her name to have the same effect as watch me. When she hears her name, she looks to me or to Arthur for direction. Now, Art did say he wanted to mostly refer to her in the commands as Cleopatra and not Cleo. She'll probably learn both eventually, but I'm gonna, do what Art wants, and we're gonna use Cleopatra for the name. So the only thing I'm going for is not for her to walk towards me necessarily. I just want her to focus on me when I call her name. Walking towards me, that'll be like a come command later. All right, so we're gonna try this and we'll try to just reinforce this, just her name a little bit and see if she pays attention to me. Cleopatra. So now she's not focused on me, so she's gonna be missing out on a reward. Good girl, yes. See, I made eye contact with her, I paused for a second, and then I praised and I gave her the treat. Cleopatra. Good girl, yes. Cleopatra. Yes, good girl. This is just basic name reinforcement. Something that you really should do when they're younger, but it doesn't hurt to reinforce it a little bit. Cleopatra. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Again, we're not asking her to come for this. That's a different command. We're just asking her to look towards us. And really the whole goal here is to teach her that if she doesn't look at us for a command when we call her name, she's gonna potentially miss out on something great. Cleopatra. Hi, yeah, good girl, yeah, yes, good girl. See, I had to kind of coax her that time because she was expecting a treat. But now we're throwing her off a little bit. Little tug game's good. Good girl, yes. So there we go. We just rewarded her with variable reinforcement. We gave her a toy this time. We're letting her know that she unlocks cool things by paying attention to us when we call her name. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the come command. And this one is different. It's not just her name where I just want her attention. This is a come command where I actually want her to come to me, sit, and then give me her attention. It's definitely different than her name, and I'm gonna use a little bit higher value treats for this as well. And also thank you for TR Frost on our TikTok when I posted a video of Cleopatra and asked everybody what was some basic things that you teach as a good foundation. TR Frost posted this comment and really said that come was an important one, and I totally agree with him. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation and helping us out on our social media. Remember, if you wanna help out too, follow us on our social media because we always ask for your help as we go along, and I might feature your comment too, just like I did TR Frost. Okay, let's practice a few times with Cleo. Cleopatra, come. Okay, she's not coming, so let's grab here. Come on, up. Let's go. Come on. Good girl, and I'm guiding her over. Sit. Yes. We're just trying to build that if-then statement in her head that if she comes close to me, sits down, she gets a high value reward of some kind. Cleo, come. Yes. I did have to guide her a little bit. It's okay, especially early on. Now this is something that I really want Art to practice probably 2 times a day for a while to really get the come command ingrained. Okay, we're gonna simultaneously teach both the stay and the release command because they kind of go together, and it's a lot easier when you train that at the same time. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
For the stay and the release command, for stay, you're good with, you said you wanted to, what was it, hold?
Hold in the fist.
Perfect. I love the fact that we're using a visual gesture. Yeah. Dobermans are very, very visual, and that makes it way easier. And then the release command, you said okay?
Okay.
Perfect. I love that. That was natural for me. I've used that with my dogs too. So we'll do okay for release command, and we'll do hold with a fist for the stay command. Yeah. Sound good?
Perfect.
In general, you want to start with like a low distraction environment and slowly move to more and more distraction. So for people just starting off, it's the first time introducing a hold command or stay command and a release command. You probably want to do that indoors, then slowly move outdoors, and then after that, maybe crowds. The cool thing is, Arthur, this also teaches them the basics of self-control, which of course is really important as well. So let's see if we can work on some of the other stuff. Do you want to just kind of watch from there? I'll do it once or twice. Cleopatra, come. And see, it's me saying it. So now I'm gonna guide her over. Sit. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Sit, hold. Sit, hold. Okay. Yes, good girl, yes. Sit, hold. Okay. Yes, good girl, yes. But that's the basics. Do you want to practice a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how it goes. And don't remember to tell her one time and then make it happen.
Cleopatra, come. Sit. Sit.
So just tell her one time and then guide her back over to you and have her sit that same spot.
Hold. Sit. Come. Sit.
Now hold.
Hold.
Do you mind if I try real quick?
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. So keeping her focus on you with a good strong hold and making sure you're pretty deliberate about it tends to keep them from relaxing like that. Let's go, Cleo, come on. Come. We'll go over here. Good girl. You're here. Okay. Sit. Right here, sit. Hold. Okay. See how very deliberate I was? Yeah. Like it was very sharp, very deliberate. And that tends to keep the tension a little bit better when it's starting to wane. Her attention's starting to wane a little bit because we've been working for her for a while today. And I'm always a fan of ending the practice early versus pushing it and having too many fails. I think it might be a good idea to end it right now. You have the basics. Do you think you can do it on your own?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so if we do that and we practice that for the next 2 weeks, once a day, it'll help really ingrain that. So we definitely still have some work to do with Cleopatra. We have more to teach her today, but before we do, it's really important that we also address how important diet is. Dobermans really thrive when they're fueled by the right nutrients and ingredients in their food, and that's where Ollie comes in. And if you're really serious about maintaining your dog's level of focus and reducing their anxiety and really just making sure that they have everything their body needs, you really should take a good look at their diet. And Ollie really goes beyond nutrition, and they really have just tasty, real food. They also make treats of all different types, including jerky treats and other treats that we're using here today. And I know Cleo, she likes her Ollie treats, right?
Absolutely loves them.
She loves them. And
it's one of her favorites.
And their meals are just as good. And Ollie offers freshly cooked human grade food that really is like real stuff you'd have in your own kitchen. They're packed with whole ingredients and designed with vet nutritionists to ensure it meets all the specific needs of the working breed, like a Doberman, for example. And this really isn't any dog food. It's a meal plan that's tailored to your dog's specific needs, helping them stay focused, energized, and ready to tackle any challenge. And if cost is any type of concern for you, a lot of Doberman owners now are also choosing to do a half and half meal plan with Ollie, which is basically where you mix half of Ollie food with half of their normal kibble or whatever the food they're on currently. The link will be down in the description below, as well as a coupon code that you can use to get 60% off, over half off, 60% off their first box of Ollie dog food. Check it out, it's a pretty solid deal. Also, a big thank you to Ollie for everything they're doing to make this training possible with Arthur and Cleo. This type of stuff just wouldn't be possible without their assistance. So we love spoiling her and we love doing it thanks to Ollie. I wanted to go through leave it also. I think that was very important, but we decided to end it because she started getting distracted, right?
And she's knocked out already.
And she's knocked out, she's exhausted already. And I think it's just, it's a lot of mental focus for a young dog like that. And really when you're doing it, please, please don't be afraid to end the training session early. If you've planned for like a 10-minute training session every day, which would be great.
What we do is when we're on our walks or hikes on the trail, we'll do training and then as we're walking, because there's usually no one there, maybe some farm animals on the way, but it's usually just us.
Okay, yeah, and if you're doing that and let's say you set aside, I don't know, 10 minutes, but at minute 6, 7 minutes in, she's starting to get too distracted, you can't hold her focus, just end it.
Okay.
We're ingraining habits and neural pathways, right? Yeah. Especially with Dobermans, they build those quickly, so just make sure they're good habits. Okay. And they're not sloppy, getting distracted, you're constantly having to correct.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so what you have to work on is just reinforcing her name, you know, Cleopatra one time, and then she should look at you. The look at you or acknowledging you is what you reinforce. She doesn't have to come. Come is having her come to you and sit down.
Come is that?
Or sorry, come, you're right. Come is have her come to you and sit down every time. So again, her name is acknowledge you, come is to come to you, sit down. Then we did the stay and release, which is hold. You did the hold command, and then the release command, which is okay, which is what you picked. And so those 4. Do you think you can work on those 4 until I come back next time?
I think I can. Okay. Actually, I know I can.
And Art, I have a really cool surprise for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you know, our whole goal is to make her life better, right?
And we appreciate that.
And I'm gonna go get it. Do you mind hanging out again?
Do what you gotta do.
This is like my gift spot. I always bring you presents here. Maybe you should just hang out here all the time.
Yeah, that works too.
I'll just always bring you presents.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. So you know we're all about spoiling Cleopatra here, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what we're all about. And we want her to be well taken care of, and we want her to just have the best life possible. Yeah. So we got you a gift card to PetSmart.
Okay.
And you know how much gift card's for?
No idea.
$500.
Oh shit.
$500 to spend on Cleopatra any way you want.
Thank you so much.
Of course, man. It means a lot to you.
It means a lot to me, because...
Come here. $500. You can do dog food, you can buy treats, you can buy kennels, you can buy beds, whatever you want, whatever you need for her.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is going to help tremendously because I'm on a fixed income to begin with, so...
And I know you're doing your best, and we want to help you. So.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, so now we've addressed the puppy nipping and biting, and Arthur is still working with Cleopatra on that. And we've kind of gotten some basic foundational commands in place. Now, I am curious what you guys think we should do as far as some more basics. I feel like there's some more foundational commands, leave it, and maybe a few other ones that we should really get instilled with her before we get onto the more complex behaviors. I would love to hear what you think. Or should we go straight onto working on leadership in the house? Episode 2, we did puppy biting and nipping. This one, we did scratch the surface on some of the basic commands. So what's next? Definitely head over to our social media pages. The graphics on your screen will show you where to go to, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and follow us there, and we'll be posting updates on there that are much more timely. There's a production delay in these videos, so if you leave a comment below with answering this question, it's not gonna make it in the next video in time. So not only would I love it if you guys told us what to train next, what the logical next step would be given Arthur's goals, but how to train it. Collectively, you guys have a ton of Doberman knowledge, so how would you train it with a Doberman specifically? What works with this breed the best? Personally, I'm thinking maybe some more basic commands, some foundational stuff, maybe some leash training, or maybe some leadership stuff in the house in general. Any of those are fair game, I think, at this point right now. Also, in the description down below, we'll have links to products that you've seen in this episode of Dobie Masters, just like with all of our episodes. We'll all have those links, as well as recommended products for Dobermans and a link to our website, DobermanPlanet.com, where you can get tons of Dobie-specific advice that should really help you out with your dog. And most importantly, don't forget to tune in next time for the next episode of Dobie Masters, where we work with Cleopatra even more and we see her progress right before your eyes. See you guys next time. Boom. You make good pie. You make a really good pie. Holy moly, I'm gonna have to come train her more often if I get this kind of treatment.
I'm just kidding.
Gain some weight.
I'm back. Come on, Cleo, don't look at me like that. You're killing me.
I'll sit down.
Give me those puppy dog eyes. The thing is, when she looks at me that cute, it's kind of working. Like, it makes me feel really, like, you know.
She could have crust, but she can't have the filling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you any of it, but. Cleo, did you help make this pie?
Yeah, he made it this morning.
Yeah, Art says you helped make it. You're good at this.
Peaches this morning.
She's like, I know, now give me a taste.
I know what those taste like.
It was awesome.